All right, today is officially day 3 of becoming a bodybuilder, a professional bodybuilder. And today, I just want to touch on to topics of how to juggle everything, how to keep everything balanced. Just popped into the store, got some energy drinks, Ghost Energy again, not sponsored, but maybe one day. Got 2 of these just to get me through, because energy is a big thing for me. Um, Definitely really tired today from school and on my way to work, so I don't want to be tired there and make someone else have a bad day, because you do influence other people's moods by the way you handle your situations. And I don't want to handle someone's situation wrongly and then they have a bad day because I decided to be mean to them. So yeah, today I just want to touch onto the topic of faith, balancing things, and how I balance things, and stress and relationships. Uh, First off, I just want to say stress has really been a big thing for me lately. Definitely. I got school and then I got work after school or the gym, and then that really stresses me out a lot. But I just want to come on here and say what I want to say. I've had a lot of trouble lately with keeping my mental health good. I have all these thoughts in my head at once, racing at a million miles an hour. But recently, I've learned to balance all that. I used to let a bad relationship judge my whole day, and my whole mood. But I realized that something like that shouldn't affect how you feel the whole day. Just because someone's in a bad mood doesn't mean that you should be in a bad mood. Obviously, with relationships, some advice that I would give out is just to keep your life your life. Don't rely on other people's feelings to manage your own. Definitely be your own person, do what you want to do. And I've realized that recently with God also. I try to be the best person I can, and God has helped me with that. He's been really good, and just talking to him has been a really big thing. And I just feel like if there's anyone that you want to reach out to and you feel like you can't reach out to anyone else, God will always be there, and God will always be a really big part of your life. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't want to hear that, but it's really something that's helped me get through stuff. um, I've definitely also been letting grades slip recently. I'm just getting back on track, but God has also helped me with that, and just focusing on myself. I also want to touch onto the topic of mental health. Always speak up. Your opinion matters. Don't try to keep it all in, cuz one day it'll all come out. Like, don't try to bottle up your emotions just because you think you're not worthy of someone listening. I definitely feel like that too sometimes, and I definitely feel like my feelings don't matter, but it's not true. Everyone's feelings matter. And I definitely feel like opening up to someone is a really big thing, and it really takes a lot of weight off your shoulders. Like recently, I've opened up to a lot of people about my struggles and how I feel a lot, because I haven't been feeling the best. But it definitely helped talking to someone and getting advice from people that are wiser. Um, if you feel like you can't talk to no one and you feel like you're not being understood, just know that there'll always be someone out there that understands you. And if you needed a sign, then this is it. This is a sign to reach out to someone. This is just a sign to reach out to someone and tell them how you feel. But yeah, I also want to touch on the topic of rest days, since today is one of my 2 rest days, today and tomorrow. Well, this week I have 3 rest days since I work Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But yeah, rest days are definitely a really big thing in fitness. I used to think that rest days weren't important. I would not take rest days. I would work out every day because I thought that I would lose my gains if I didn't. Rest days are really a big part because that's when growth happens. Growth doesn't happen. Well, it does happen in the gym, but it also happens whenever you rest, because muscles enough. That gives your muscles enough time to recover and grow. Also, macros on the rest day are really important too. Make sure you get in a lot of carbs, make sure you hit your protein, and make sure you're doing what you need to do. Don't take the rest days as like, oh, I'm gonna eat a whole Big Mac now. Oh, I'm gonna eat a quarter pounder. I'm gonna eat all this stuff because it's my rest day. Don't take it that way. Take it more of a chance to grow. Rest days don't have to primarily focus on the gym. Also, make sure you take rest days mentally. Don't let Try not to juggle all the things at once. Obviously juggling one or two things like me, it's okay, but juggling too many things at once can also be bad. It'll mess you up mentally and just drain you, which is not really good. There was a time where I was drowning in stress, and I was drowning in just being tired from work and being tired from school and the gym. I would come home and I wouldn't even want to go to the gym, and just that was a really tough time for me. But I've learned to fix it, and I've learned to balance the work. I've learned to balance work with the gym and school, and now I'm going to sleep earlier. I'm getting my macros in. I'm going to the gym every day except for whenever I work. And then even on the weekends, whenever I do work on the weekends, I make sure to hit a workout in the morning or at night. And yeah, make sure you don't give in to those temptations. I know how hard it is. I'm a really big chip guy. I really like chips, and I really like snacks in general. Gummies, candy, all, you name it, bro. I love it. And I used to struggle with temptation too. Since I work at a gas station, I have snacks around me constantly. And there will be times where I wouldn't care about my diet anymore, and I'll go ahead and grab a chips and be like, you know what, this isn't bad. I've tracked my macros all day. Let me go ahead and grab a bag of chips because I deserve it. And truth is, that little bag of chips leads to, oh, let me get this Big Mac. I finished my macros. This has protein in it. Let me get this. Or, you know what, I've been dieting this whole time. Let me go ahead and cheat on my diet. Like, I don't need it no more. And that's what kind of like, you can relate that to real life, because you'll let things slip. Like, oh, I'm not gonna pray today. I prayed yesterday. I prayed last night. Or I'm not gonna do good in school today. Let me take a nap in class instead of doing my work. It all piles up. Taking those naps ends up with you failing the class. Not praying ends up to your relationship with God being really bad. Not talking about your struggles leads up to you having a mental breakdown. I've always been scared of stuff like that. I've always been scared of piling up my emotions and then just lashing out one day and just letting out this bad energy on someone that doesn't deserve it. So I'll definitely recommend, not letting little things slip. And also, don't try to be a different person. Don't try to put on a fake face for anyone. Just be yourself. There's this quote by Sebum that's really touched me recently. I'm not destined to be great, but I'm destined to live up to my potential. Which in a nutshell is kind of just saying, live up to your potential. Don't let anything hold you back. Be who you're destined to be. Be who you want to be. And just don't care about other people's opinions. There was people laughing at me at school today at the videos, and I don't care if it was a funny laugh, like they were laughing at the video, or if they were making fun of me. As I'm getting laughs, I'm getting attention. And any attention, any publicity is really good for me right now. I really like that. And don't pay mind to those people. Keep going. Always keep going. Keep on your path. Because the person I was last year does not relate at all to the person I am today. I've definitely advanced in a lot of things, and I'm just recently discovering myself more. I've took my free time from doom scrolling on TikTok. Obviously I still doom scroll, can't give that up yet. I will give that up one day. I'll give up doom scrolling one day, I swear. But yeah, it's gone from doom scrolling to now I'm starting to read more. I'm starting to do more work in school. I'm starting to just like build myself. And yeah, it's kind of just advanced from one thing to another. I'm I'm definitely taking things one step at a time, giving up little things one by one and being who I am and staying true to myself. That's definitely something real good that I enjoy doing. Just giving up junk food, giving up bad habits, and developing better habits like reading, going to the gym every day, staying on my diet, staying disciplined, and just being in a better mindset in general. Don't let yourself slip. That's one thing I'm gonna tell y'all. Don't let yourself slip, and find good habits that'll kind of just help you not slip, help you stay focused. Don't think that everything is mandatory also. Everyone deals with stress differently. Everyone deals with their problems differently, but yeah, just find something that will take your mind off things. Find something that'll help you be yourself, and also find something healthy. Don't find an unhealthy habit that'll help you take your mind off things. Because I know there's a lot of people out there smoking, drinking, taking drugs, and that's something really unhealthy. And I'm not gonna lie, the gym can be unhealthy sometimes too. Going to the gym too much is definitely not good for you. But the thing is showing up and not letting yourself slip through those seams and being a bad person. Always stay true to yourself and be a good person. And yeah, another thing I want to talk about definitely is relationships. Your relationships with people definitely matter. Talking to the right people. Don't surround yourself around people you don't want to be. Or don't surround yourself around people that want to judge you. Don't surround yourself around people that are toxic. Just surround yourself around people that support you in everything that you do and try to help you grow to be a bigger person. Because recently I've had conversations with my tia, and she's really touched me also with those conversations. Um, she taught me that I'm young and that I still have my whole life ahead of me, and not to let small things get to my head. She also taught me that to have your own life. Um, if you're in a relationship right now, you might think that your boyfriend or your girlfriend is your whole life, and that's not true. You have your own life. Definitely try to find a way to balance the two. Um, Obviously, it's fun. In my past relationships, I've had fun hanging out with that certain person. I've had fun, talking to them on the phone. But there was also a time where I made that person like my whole life, and that's just something that's not healthy for you. They're in a bad mood, you get into a bad mood. They're they say something and it affects your whole day, and that shouldn't be it. You should have your own life where you do what matters most to you. Keep your life full, keep your life entertaining. Don't just focus on one thing. Make sure your life is your life. Hang out with friends, hang out with family. Um, Take time to yourself. Just take time to yourself to pray, go to the gym. Take time to yourself to read, write, whatever you like to do. Listen to music. Music is definitely a big part for me too. I definitely enjoy listening to music. Yeah, just keep your life full. Don't be a boring person. Obviously, being a boring person isn't a bad thing either, but just don't focus your life around a certain struggle or person, because that'll definitely come back and bite you. And yeah, touching back on my tia being inspirational towards me is just that you always got to remember, like, if you're my age and you feel like your whole life surrounds around relationships, just remember there's always going to be more people. There's always going to be another person that's will either treat you better or worse. Just kind of go with the flow. Just like ease into everything. It is what it is. It's something that I tell myself a lot. If something goes wrong, it's because it was in God's plan. God doesn't do anything just because. Everything comes with a meaning. But don't look too deep into that meaning. Make sure you take a step back to see the bigger picture. Because that's something that also, like, how I said has really affected me. I'll focus on one thing, and I'll like I'll forget that I have my own life and that I live my own life, and then I'll just get stuck feeling like I'm determined to do that one thing. But yeah, just find find someone, and if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out, and make sure they help you be the person you want to be. Obviously, change is always good, but it can also be bad, you know? If you're with someone, make sure if you do change, you change for the better and not the worse, you know? You're not gonna go out here and just because they smoke, you're gonna smoke. Just because they drink, you know? Don't pay mind to that. If they're not gonna help you be a better person, that's obviously a sign that you should cut them off and find someone better that'll help you be you. Cause you don't want to do one thing just to impress someone. Find someone that'll help you grow. And if it's right, then y'all will grow together. And if not, then you will grow by yourself. And also make sure to grow yourself and find yourself and love yourself before you love someone else or try to help someone else. You know, I used to be really bad, and I still am pretty bad at like being giving advice. What I'm doing right now is probably like, I know it's not really the best advice, but it's some of the good advice that I've done so far. Love yourself, man. That's all I gotta say. Like, love yourself. And if you don't like who you are right now, then definitely work towards being the person that you want to be. Because touching back on that topic that Sebum said, you're not destined to be number one, but you're destined to live up to your potential. So always make sure to live up to your potential. Stay healthy. Don't put any bad substances. Don't drink. Don't smoke. Don't do any of that. Even if you do feel a sudden calm from it. I'm currently reading the book, which is You're Not Your Mind, which is really, I like that book a lot because it makes you realize, like, literally what the title is, You're Not Your Mind. You don't have to act a certain way just because your mind is telling you to. Because there's a little part in your consciousness telling you that that's wrong, then it's wrong, you know? Always speak up. Because another thing, touching back on relationships, I used to not speak up because I wanted that certain relationship to work out. So, there would be things that I wouldn't like, and I wouldn't speak up. I would stay quiet because I wanted things to go right. I wanted things to work out with that certain person. But now it's just kind of like, if it's something that you don't enjoy, then speak up. And if they don't like that, then that's on them. They don't want you as their person, and that's their loss because, well, I don't know you personally, whoever's watching, but I hope you're a good person and you have a good heart. Because that's always an important thing, too. Having a good heart. Always have a good heart, you know? Because you never know what someone else is going through. Yeah, definitely. I hope y'all can take this video and reflect. Always reach out. Reach out all the time. Moral of the story, be yourself, speak up, be disciplined, and don't indulge in bad habits. That's the number one. Don't indulge in bad habits. And the number one rule also, always keep God in mind. God is the only reason why we're all here right now. God is the only reason why I decided to pick up the camera, pick up the microphone, and start recording and posting, you know? I don't care what other people say anymore. I don't care if people make fun of me. I don't care if people are laughing, because I know that this is what I'm destined to do. This is what I'm destined to be. I tell myself every day, I will be a great bodybuilder, because I genuinely believe it in my heart that I will be a great bodybuilder. I believe that this is my journey, and this is just me pressing start onto that movie and just living through it until the end. And I hope to keep God in mind at all times, because he's someone that'll definitely, help me out in life. But yeah, keep all those rules in mind. Take my advice. If you don't want to, then don't take my advice. But that's definitely things that have helped me, become a better person. Talk to the camera. I think I'm getting better at it. I don't know if I am or not. Leave comments down below on if this video helped or not. But yeah, just smile more, be a good person, and always keep God in mind. Be yourself, and the rest will follow. Be yourself, and the rest will follow. I trust me on that. Don't ever change who you are unless you're a bad person. If you're a bad person, then change who you are. Try to be better. But yeah, just be yourself. Don't let anyone say you can't be someone, because you are destined to be someone. You will always be destined to be someone and live out your journey. Everything that you do will build up to that small moment. Every little bump on the road is helping you be a better person. You know, God gives his toughest challenges to his toughest warriors. And I think that's something I believe too. I believe he's done this for me and put this thought in my mind that I can do this. And so this is why I'm gonna try to post every day, even if it's nonsense like today, just me rambling about my day and um, my struggles. Not trying to trauma dump, but yeah, just reach out if you need help, and don't be afraid to be yourself. Kind of just yapped the whole car ride to work, and I'm gonna try to fix everything else in editing and cut out all the yapping parts, because I definitely struggle to get my words out. I struggle to get my words out, and I stutter a lot. So that's something that I'll really be cutting out. I tend to say a lot, and I tend to as another one, and then I just take pauses in between moments to find my words. But yeah, that concludes today's video. We just got to work. We're gonna go ahead and clock in, and thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.